Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Neff from That's Tech Bets, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. As someone who has gone back to the internet for dating, I have to warn the men: super likes don't work. They don't work. I thought that if you did a super like, what it would do is just put you to the front of the queue. It doesn't. Apparently, it does something else. Apparently, it like alerts them and says, "Oh, it's a super like. Oh, this guy really likes you." And the data shows that that doesn't work. It doesn't work. In fact, it makes you come off as desperate. So these apps are trying to game us so much, like many other people and many other things are doing. As I've said, I've seen so many super intelligent friends that just sit there calculating things when they're supposed to be sleeping and figuring out that they could manipulate this or get in charge of this and get that money if they did that thing. And our apps went from being wonderful to having about a 80-20% rating to now we're at a 98-2 rating when it comes to matches for girls versus guys. Things are getting worse for more women going after more men going after fewer women, who these fewer women are going after really rich guys. And these Instagram models that look really, really good, you guys got to hear. You guys got to know a lot of these profiles that swipe up against that are model-looking people are basically prostitutes, are sex workers. Sorry, please forgive me for saying the P word, sex workers. A lot of them didn't mean for it to be that way, but like, let's face it, you're going down the skill tree of sexuality if you're on there showing your body all the time. And a lot of rich men suddenly just realize that they could just be like, hey, if I give you, proposition them, be a John, proposition them, and there's a lot of it. Now, here's something I didn't really want to know about, but got to know from being part of the internet. A lot of When I started looking at the biographies of some of my favorite porn stars, I you will learn a lot about life, about real life, as particularly on the darker side. Darker meaning having less money and having less warm hearts around you. But one thing I discovered about the porn industry is that 99% of porn stars are also sex workers on the side. Stormy Daniels, um, and Donald Trump. We know about that. This is normal for rich people who have a different kind of life than we do. If you're a rich new guy that's just getting to the table, now I've told you that. But you got to be careful. You have to have the wording too. You can't just go up to him and be like, "Hey, you got to be cool about it." Now, I want to act like this isn't true, but it absolutely is. But here's the thing you got to know: super likes say you're desperate. Oh, I feel so bad about that because I said super likes and I don't think any of them ever worked. The calculations came out, and yeah, you are less likely to hit. Now, there is a shroud over everyone's eyes that they don't want to see certain parts of reality because they like to think that if they're positive, everything will be positive. But if you're a guy, you got to understand the system's stacked against you. That's okay. Nature's stacked against you. Everything's stacked against you. You have to fight. You have to get out there. You have to push that ball forward. You got to do a little more work. You got to get to that next part. That's what life is. Like, go to the Amazon. You want to be part of Mother Nature? Go to the Amazon and tell me that everything there isn't just murdering, eating, and banging one another. Well, hopefully they're not at the same time, but that's just life. That's nature. We were not put here in order to have a positive experience. There is some dark stuff out here that will devour us whole and no one will cry for us. That's life. Check out Buddhism, the yin and the yang, and you'll see. So ultimately, what I'm saying is it's going to be difficult. The deck's stacked against you. Always has been. That's the way it goes. So the next step we need to do is make sure that doesn't happen. We got to find a way to protest the situation, reasonably and legally. It's not going to be easy, and maybe it's one of these cancers that we're not going to be able to destroy. Maybe we're only going to be able to take little bits of this big thing out, but this isn't a monster that we can take on alone. It's a societal thing, and it's changed. Relationships have changed, definitions have changed, as they do, and they will over time. But in this new world, we can't give up. Now, what we need to do is we need to put our best face forward. My lady. But more than anything, I think there's a storm happening right now when it comes to relationships because of COVID. COVID, what happened in COVID has never happened in the history of humankind. We will never know the results of it because nothing this global has ever happened. We have never communicated so quickly and so well that we need to shut down, and then just everything shuts down, and then everything starts back up again, one after another. And I'm going to tell you, look at my social media history, or look at my history of my videos. I have another video about how social media destroyed my family. It all happened after COVID, and I am willing to openly communicate with anyone about it and have a conversation about how it was TikTok. Now, I'm not saying everything was perfect before TikTok came around, but TikTok facilitated a horrible position that made everything worse, and society didn't help me out very much with it. That's the thing. Male's chicks get cold. Okay? We're the male chicks. So we need to get on our game. We need to stay ahead. We need to brush our teeth. We need to make sure that if you're going to a date and you're not brushing your teeth and having a shower and at least then dude, you're not even trying. You're not even trying. I'm not Christian, but God helps those who help themselves. And God damn it, if you don't bathe or shave, you can't just live in a place where you're like, oh, nobody loves me. My life is so hard. You don't even love yourself. You deserve love. You should love yourself enough to take care of yourself, enough so that you don't smell around other people. Yes, everyone's supposed to love us for exactly who we are, but at the same time, if we are detestable, if we smell bad, if we're picking our nose and eating it, if we're chewing on our if we're chewing on our toenails in public, like, these are reasonable reasons that people will not want to hang out with you. If you stink, if you don't wear deodorant, these are reasonable reasons why people will not want to hang out with you. All you have to do is come to the middle, and there is a middle. We all have to nerf ourselves too. Like, you act a certain way around your family, you act a certain way around women, you have to act a certain way in certain situations, and then there's times when you have to act the exact opposite. These are times when you have to figure out what to do. It's your parents' responsibility to give you that, but if you can't find it, then I might recommend talking to AI or a therapist about emotional regulation, or and regulation. Make sure that your responses aren't disproportional. We can't just freak out and go all autistic at the drop of a hat. Come on, build yourselves up. Got to get to 5 out of 10 when the 10 out of 10 see us. But one thing I'll tell you for sure is that in the factory, the ugliest guys that were the strongest got the hottest girls. I don't know how it worked, but it was over in foraging. They always had the hottest women. I don't know why, but they were ugly as goons, and everyone called them gorillas, but man, they had the hot ones. Anyways, that's it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, get out there, give her. Good luck. Have a good one.